Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults, and Beer. It's 2 weeks, 2 episodes in a row right now where you're hearing me say the and beer part, but I'm doing another solo episode because Sandra is still abroad. She's still in Ireland. Lucky her. I just, I wish I was in Ireland. But she's doing that, and you know what, you can send her messages on the socials and everything about it's like, hey stranger, where are you at, you can mess with her. I you have my permission. But anyway, she's still traveling abroad, and she's a school teacher, so she's earned it. She's using PTO. So, go Sandra. But I do have a little bit, before we get started, I do have a little something, a little bit of housekeeping I have to do. It appears that everybody on the planet hates vape hits. So, you know what? They're gone. There won't be any more vape hits on the podcast. Promise. There might be one that I miss and everything, but I'm going to do my best to edit them out. So, anyway, I got a 3-star review. At least it wasn't a 1-star because of the damn vape hits and everything. I got a 3-star review saying that the content was really good, but the vape hits made it really hard to listen to. So, you know what? Okay, the vape hits are gone. And this person left me a 3-star instead of a 1-star. So, it's like, okay, fine. This person, whoever you are, I don't remember what your name is, but anyway, thanks. Okay, you can wear it as a badge of honor that you were the one that ultimately caused me to get rid of the damn vape hits. So, yeah, they're gone. So, anyway, another solo episode. It's a crazy story. We're covering Erika and Benjamin Sifrit. They were an American couple who were convicted of murdering 2 tourists in Ocean City, Maryland back in 2002. Now, this case isn't what you were expecting. I mean, this wasn't like Starkweather and Fugate. No, this was more like Fugate and Starkweather initially, if you believe what the jury said. But Erika was convicted of both the murders, while her loving husband, Benjamin, or BJ, as we're going to call him, was only convicted of one. BJ also dismembered the 2 bodies to cover up the crime and save his wife. But that's the only way that it was Fugate Starkweather. The rest is Starkweather Fugate. They were arrested quickly after the murders. That in a way, the way they got arrested could have been featured in episode 157, stupid killers who got caught for being stupid. But put a knife in that. This story got lots of media coverage, and they were even dubbed the Thrill Kill Couple. In fact, that's the name of one of the documentaries that I used for source material. Season 1, Episode 1 of Very Scary Couples. Also, a little bit of wiki and some Murderpedia as well thrown in. So, we're just going to go back to the beginning like we usually do. Erika was born Erika Grace on February 3rd, 1978. She was born in Roaring Spring, Pennsylvania, to Charlotte Klotz and Gerald Grace. Benjamin Sifrit was born October 21st, 1977 in Esterville, Iowa. Hey, God, if you were born and raised in Iowa, I can understand why you want to frickin' kill people. I'm just kidding, people from Iowa. But, oh, man. But they were born to Craig and Buffy Sifrit. Erika moved to Hollidaysburg, and yes, that is the name of a city, a town in Pennsylvania. Hollidaysburg. I don't know. That just doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. But she moved there when she was 15. And her parents were a happy couple. She had a good childhood. Her father, Gerald, or Mitch, as he's also listed as. Maybe it's a nickname, but we're just going to call him Mitch for for this episode. But he owned a construction business, and he did very well. Charlotte, or Cookie, nickname obviously. At least I hope it's a nickname. But she was actually able to be a stay-at-home mom. But was it really a good childhood? On the surface it was, as it usually is. But Mitch was really hard on Erika, forcing her to practice sports for 3 hours a day. If she got a bad grade, she was punished for weeks over it, locked in her room to study. And when I say she had a bad grade, I mean a B. Or even if she messed up at a basketball game. I mean, it was just, it was just thunder and lightning. Yeah. But nobody on the outside saw this. She felt like she was not good enough. She wasn't good enough to please her parents. She suffered through anxiety and depression, had low self-esteem to the point to where she was on Xanax and other medications. But her parents knew that she had these issues, but didn't do anything to change the situation. But her parents, they had a perfect relationship. They never fought. So I guess they put up the stress and they compartmentalized the stress and everything and took it on Erika. Maybe. But Erika wanted that love that she saw her parents in. She always felt like a third wheel, when it came to family, everything. It was just it was just her two parents, and then she was just kind of, she was just there for the food. Ever after reference, if you caught that. But one coping mechanism that she used was scrapbooking. She kept memories of good times. She looked for love, and she found the attention that she wanted from bad men. And this trend would continue, so put a knife in that. But she was a star athlete in high school and in college. So that's it. I mean, this takes place right after college, so we're going to move away from her and go to old BJ. BJ, as I mentioned, bless his heart, was born in Iowa. Actually, I don't feel bad for this chucklehead at all. But he also lived in Minnesota and Texas. He had a normal childhood, and he was an excellent swimmer. He was constantly swimming. There we go. Off to a great start here. He constantly won swim meets, and he was muscular. He was very athletic. He was a good-looking dude. But even as a teen, he would stay out late at night and everything, and his parents would literally lock him out of the house. And this was when he became an expert at lockpicking. He loved it. It was like a puzzle to him. I mean, he just like, all right, you locked me out. Okay, he's like frickin' Dexter with his lockpicking ability. But he didn't have the red flags in his childhood that Erika had. And he joined the Navy in 1995 when he was 18 years old. He even trained as a Navy SEAL. He was doing very well in the training, which is, some of the harshest conditioning training on the entire planet. But some of his classmates, while he was, they kind of saw some red flags. Like there was this one incident where they were at the San Diego Mall, where some of his classmates saw something really disturbing. A pigeon landed on the table where they were sitting and eating their food. The pigeon's probably just thinking, hey, I'm going to get a french fry because, that's a pigeon, that's what we do. We eat garbage just like people do. But BJ grabbed the pigeon, and he opened his own mouth and was bringing the bird's head towards his open mouth. Yeah, he didn't actually do it, though. Lucky for the pigeon. Lucky for us, I guess, because we don't want to hear about a pigeon getting its head bit off. I mean, does this guy think he's fucking Ozzy or something? By the way, Ozzy didn't know that that was a real bat. He thought it was a rubber bat. That's a true story. uh, but still, BJ was one of the youngest people ever to finish SEAL training. Yeah, he achieved the title of Honor Man. He was the honor man of his class. It was a title voted on for the best of the class. It was voted on by, like other members, other cadets or rookies or whatever. In the class, it was also voted on by instructors. So, Power Man is a big honor. Or Power Man. I said Power Man. Damn. I don't even have to. Oh, we're gonna. All right. I've got Power Man coming up, and those of you old school listeners will know exactly where I'm going with this. But the rest of you are just gonna have to wait. But he was an honor man, and so it was a pretty prestigious thing to be voted. But it went to his head. And now we're back to old Pee Wee Gaskins might call BJ a power man. In fact, when he graduated, he ran away from the platform screaming, "I'm BJ!" No. He didn't do that. That was a throwback to the Pee Wee Gaskins episode. But he was still on a probationary period. He wasn't a SEAL yet. But during that period, BJ met Erika, who was in college at Mary Washington University studying law. They met in a bar in 1999 in Virginia, and love was in the air. And before too long, it was a whirlwind romance. BJ never stood a chance. And by that, I mean, how could he possibly pass her up? I mean, she was controllable. She wanted to be told what to do. In other words, she had daddy issues, and BJ was more than willing to be the daddy. He was a SEAL. He was a bad boy, and Erika was smitten. So 3 weeks into dating, they got married in Las Vegas, and of course they did. But this wouldn't be what anybody expected out of Erika, but that was the point. She wanted to go crazy. This was rebellion against her parents, who ignored her all of her life while dominating her. BJ had Erika right where he wanted her, and he went to Arkansas for 6 weeks and had an affair with a woman the entire time. The woman found out that BJ was married, and she reached out to Erika, but take a guess what Erika did. I don't have anybody here to take a guess, so I'm just going to tell you. She doubled down on the marriage, determined to make it work. She figured that if she was a better wife, this affair wouldn't have happened. But the affair actually led to BJ getting kicked out of the SEALs, and later he was also kicked out of the Navy altogether due to other indiscretions like going AWOL, wearing the trident of the SEALs. He hadn't earned the trident yet. He was still in a probationary period. It's kind of like a biker wearing a prospect patch. In fact, it's exactly like that. Or like Darth Vader saying, "The Force is with you, Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet." Or Mace Windu saying that Anakin Skywalker was not a Jedi Master. Yeah, like that. But We're not in a galaxy far, far away. We're in the Milky Way galaxy on the third rock from the sun. But as a result of getting kicked out of not only the SEALs but the Navy as well, BJ started spiraling. Yeah, he emailed the Arkansas woman who he had the affair with, and demanding that he tell Erika that they had never had sex, and if she didn't, he would burn down her house with her and her kids inside. What a nice guy. BJ spiraled even more. He was doing drugs and dragging Erika into it with him. He was searching for a new high to replace the thrill that he had when he was a SEAL. Well, actually, he wasn't a SEAL yet, like we said. So we're not going to give this chucklehead any credit whatsoever for anything. So we're just gonna, yeah. He was not a SEAL. He actually never became a SEAL. he never got to legally wear the trident as far as the Navy was concerned. So, fuck this guy. Erika, being the impressionable woman that she was, became she became a full-blown druggie. Everything was on the table, and a lot was being snorted off of it. She found that these drugs did two things. One, it kept her away from the baggage of her past, and two, it kept their marriage fresh and exciting. Still, Erika graduated college in 2000. Some of the classes she earned top honors in, but she abandoned her plan of getting into law. She went to her first love, which was scrapbooking. And she and BJ opened a scrapbooking store in Altoona, Pennsylvania, with the help of her father, Mitch. He financed it, I guess. But get ready for this. Her father, Mitch, took her to Hooters frequently when she was a teenager and began buying her Hooters merchandise as a way to reward her for doing good. This is really odd. This led to Erika becoming obsessed with Hooters. She began buying and selling Hooters merch on eBay as a side juncture from the scrapbooking store. She was able to keep herself grounded by doing all of this, but it wasn't enough for BJ. He wanted more. He was a total adrenaline junkie, and he wanted excitement, danger, thrills, and money. I think I know somebody who could have helped him with that, but I don't know. Maybe. The couple began coming up with illegal side hustles. They started by breaking into Hooters and stealing merch that they could sell on the scrapbooking store's website. BJ then began moving the goalposts farther and farther away, making Erika do more and more risky things. And it was so much to the point that Erika began to crave the thrill of crime and money as well. They even got into collecting reptiles. They had 2 spitting cobras, 2 Nile crocodiles, both male and female, boa constrictors, and Burmese pythons. They named them things like Hitler, HIV, Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah, you get the picture. They also even referred to themselves as Bonnie and Clyde. That's not a good thing. We all know what happened to Bonnie and Clyde. Maybe we'll cover Bonnie and Clyde at some point. But now I have a surprise for everybody. Making his long-awaited return to CKCB is Michael Lang, world-famous event promoter. Take it, Michael.
Hello, everybody. This is your old pal, Michael Lang, world-famous promoter of Woodstock 69, 94, and 99, and revered connoisseur of fine wine. It's been a long time since you've had me on your show, Bill, and I have some things that I have to say about this case. First, BJ and Erika had every right to look for excitement, but I wished I had known them. I would have shown them the real excitement is in the promoting business, large and successful events. Take Woodstock 99, for example. That was by far the most successful of all the Woodstocks because I wanted more money, and I got it by cutting non-essential costs like security, toiletries, and water. And what a successful event it was. It was fire! The thrill is watching everything come together like a well-oiled machine and watching these dollar signs keep rolling in. There's nothing like it. Another great example was the Rolling Stones concert at Altamont, also in 1969. I might have had something to do with that one, but I was kind of busy with Woodstock at the time. But the promoters had this great success by hiring a bicycle club to do security rather than a security firm. It was a great idea. It was fire. I mean it. If BJ and Erika had gotten into event promotion, I would have hired them because of their drive and intensity. They'd be rich and famous like me, Michael Lang, world-class promoter and fine wine connoisseur. Thank you for having me on your show. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thanks for that, Mr. Lang. We've missed you, I guess. So at this point, nobody's been hurt by the couple. I mean, sure, they'd do time if they had been caught, like robbing Hooters and stuff like that. But, yeah, it was just them. So nobody's been hurt. But BJ kept chasing that dragon. He was a thrill-kill junkie, and like with any type of junkie, the norm is never enough, and he escalated to the surprise of no one. Erika's parents had lots of money, and BJ knew this, and he and Erika began forming a plan to off them and inherit their wealth. In fact, the murder we're going to be talking about was basically a dress rehearsal for Erika's parents. The couple decided to take a vacation. Ocean City, Maryland is where they decided to go. It was a beachside tourist destination. Probably also had a lot to do with the fact that Erika's dad had run a contract to build a hotel there called the Rainbow. The man who owned it agreed to let BJ and Erika stay there for free in the penthouse, no less. It's good to know people. The party was on. They were ready to go until they tried to get a bus. But the bus required exact change, which they didn't have. But luck was on their side. A nice vacation couple, damn it. But luck was on their side. This is harder than it looks like, people doing this solo. I'm serious. The last one that I did and this one, oh my God. These podcasters that do it by themselves, I got mad respect for every single one of them. Because this is hard. Last episode was the first time I had ever done that, and now I'm doing it again. So yeah, it's not easy. I really do have a lot of respect for podcasters that are solo, because yeah, it's not easy. You don't get a break. You just have to keep talking and everything. So but luck was on their side. A nice vacationing couple, Joshua Ford and Martha Crutchley, they spotted them the exact change. So the two couples hung out and became friends, and they were a well-to-do couple. I mean, Joshua was in real estate and Martha was in insurance. So they wound up back at the Rainbow Penthouse and in the hot tub, and the party was on. Everything seemed to be fine until later that night. Erika called 911. Erika said that there were people in their room and that they think there was a robbery. She was then connected to the police dispatch after calling 911, but she hung up. And that was it until a few days later on May 29th, 2002. An Ocean City detective got a phone call from a detective from the Fairfax, Virginia Police Department. He said that one of Martha's co-workers had called the police saying that she hadn't showed up for work after their Ocean City vacation, which, Martha was a dependable person. So was Joshua. Ocean City Police Department went to their room. It was at a different hotel, but their things were still there. Nothing was out of place, but they were missing. And there were no clues of where they could be. 2 days later, the Ocean City Hooters was broken into. Think that has anything to do with our two chuckleheads here? I'm just going to say it. Hooters wings aren't bad. They're not my favorite, but they're not bad. Anyway, BJ picked the lock of the Hooters, but he didn't realize that the place had a silent alarm. When police arrived, BJ and Erika were loading Hooters merchandise into their car, and they were they were arrested on the spot. Both Erika and BJ were carrying handguns, and BJ even had his in a shoulder holster. When police searched the car, they found plastic zip ties, 2 masks, 2 pairs of gloves, and a parking pass for the Rainbow Condominium. Erika began faking a panic attack. It says that she was faking a panic attack. I'm not sure that she was, because if she was faking it, she wouldn't have. I don't think she would have done what she did next. But she was handcuffed, and she asked the cop for her medication. Her medication was in the purse, in her purse. The cop went into her purse, and guess what he found? 2 Virginia driver's license belonging to Joshua Ford and Martha Crutchley. They also found 4 spent rounds from a handgun. And that's why I don't think she was faking the panic attack, because of the fact that, she wouldn't have said, "Hey, go check my purse. It has all this evidence in it." If she was having a panic attack, then she wasn't thinking clearly. So I don't think she faked the panic attack. I think she legitimately had a panic attack. But I'm just a podcaster who likes to do vape hits. Police then went to Erika and BJ's room, hoping to find Joshua and Martha alive. Like tied up or something, anything. They were hoping to find them alive. They went into the room and with weapons drawn, but the victims weren't there. But what they did find was a key for the room at the hotel that Josh and Martha had been staying in. They also found trauma photos of Josh and Martha, as well as just regular photos they had taken while they were picturing. So clearly they have basically placed themselves into contact with their victims. Dumbass. But one of the cops opened a cooler and found, take a guess. Oh wait, there's nobody here to take a guess. Damn it! They found 2 small Burmese pythons in a cooler. But other than, there was no real evidence that a crime had taken place in the condo until they got to the bathroom. It had been cleaned, but these people obviously didn't have the cleaning skills of Dexter and Harrison Morgan. Lots of blood was left in the caulking and the floor tiles. The bathroom door had been replaced, and there was also a bullet hole in the wall. With BJ and Erika in custody, the police went back to interrogate the hell out of him. They realized that since it had been several days since the couple had gone missing, the likelihood of finding them alive was slim at best. But if they couldn't find the couple, they'd at least send these two chuckleheads down the river for murder and for robbing the local Hooters. During the interrogation, BJ denied everything. Erika, however, talked. She had no clue that, how Josh and Martha's driver's license got into her purse. She swore that she had never met them before. Like that girl in Miami who said that the bag of coke blew from another car into her purse. She was talking, but she wasn't doing herself any favors either. Like in the 911 call, she said there was a robbery and that somebody had stolen her purse, and she swore over tears that she didn't know what BJ had done. So she's all over the place. Erika said that she thought BJ had killed Martha and Josh. She heard gunshots and broke down, and she asked BJ what he had done. She then said that she felt like she was betraying BJ by talking about him. I mean, it's just damn. This guy's a fucking prick. I don't like him. I'd kick his ass if he wasn't a Navy SEAL. Actually, he's not a Navy SEAL. But he did go through the training, which means he could kick my ass. Now you have to realize BJ was grooming Erika from the start. He cheated on her, she was okay with it. He edged her into these petty crimes, she did it willingly. He called them Bonnie and Clyde, romanticizing the whole thing, and she bought into that too. And damn it. And in the interrogation, Erika said that she didn't think that anybody else would want her. She was a failure, but he loved her. Like, how could she say no to him? She just wanted the same type of marriage that her parents had. But keep in mind, they had also nicknamed themselves Bonnie and Clyde. That's not a good, yeah. Erika said that they dumped the bodies into a dumpster and told the police where it was. The police brought her to the location, and they checked it out, but to the surprise of nobody, there were no bodies in the dumpster. Erika started crying and said that they had chopped the bodies up and put them in bags, tossing them into various dumpsters in town. Now, the dump that serviced Ocean City, Maryland, was actually in Delaware. The police had gotten a large search crew together, but they found a right leg right off the bat. They found a leg right off the bat, and it was literally lying in a pile of trash for all to see. Then they found an arm. The same arm that had a tattoo that Joshua had. Before too long, they found most of Joshua. His torso had a bullet that matched the casings that they found, that also fit in the .357 that Erika had on her at the time of her arrest. Police still couldn't get Erika and BJ to confess, and they were wondering if the pair had even more victims. Like, are they was this victim just because of the depravity of the situation? I mean, BJ, yeah, they chopped BJ chopped the bodies up, but for the police, they were thinking it's just like, okay, you don't just chop a body up on your first murder. But the thing is, is BJ was such a freaking, thrill seeker and everything that it's just like the more it went on, the more he escalated and everything. So yeah, that was his first murder. I mean, and I'm gonna throw in the that we know of, because nothing else has ever come out. But still, I think that this was a one and done. Luckily, they weren't able to take out Erika's parents. But Erika made a plea deal. If she told them everything and she was not involved, her charges would be reduced in exchange for evidence against BJ. So this is Erika's story. This is what she testified to for her plea deal. They had met Martha and Joshua and invited them to their room to party in the hot tub. Martha and Joshua obliged, and lots of drinking and drug use happened. But during the night, Erika announced that her purse was missing. She said that her grandmother's $10,000 rings were in the purse. Why would you carry your grandmother's $10,000 rings in a purse? But whatever. And she started frantically looking all around the room for her purse. She started saying that she had been robbed. She called 911, and that's the 911 call. It was very brief, the one that I mentioned earlier. But I think we were robbed. I think there's people in the house. And then she hung up. But BJ then grabbed Erika's gun and pointed it at Martha and Joshua. He accused them of stealing Erika's purse. He made them take their clothes off and to show that the purse wasn't on them. They complied, but there was no purse. These people were dead before they even knew it. They were dead the moment they walked into that penthouse. BJ then grabbed Erika's gun, and I already said that. BJ forced them naked upstairs, but Martha and Joshua, thinking on their feet, they ran into the bathroom and locked the door. This pissed BJ off, and this was when BJ told Erika that he was going to kill Martha and Joshua. Like, how dare they try to survive? He's BJ! He's a thrill seeker! I'm going to do this in Michael Lang's voice. Do you mind?
How dare they try to survive? He was BJ, a thrill seeker, rejected SEAL. He was owed his pound of flesh. Everybody knows that.
What an entitled prick! And I'm really not far off with the mindset of just this adrenaline junkie narcissist and everything that thinks that everything that happens in life has to somehow benefit him and make him a better person, make him more fun. It's like the world is not your movie there, BJ. Martha and Joshua were screaming from the bathroom, begging BJ not to do this. But Erika got murder horny and told him to just do it. BJ shot through the door and hit Joshua. BJ then kicked the bathroom door down and finished Josh off. Martha was hiding under the counter. BJ handed Erika the gun and told her to shoot at Martha. She did, but missed. BJ then told Erika to kill Martha by stabbing her, and she admitting to do that, which made the plea deal null and void. Oops. Dumbass. To Erika, her involvement was passing a test to prove her devotion to BJ. But now they had a mess to clean up. They had been, cleaning up meticulously, or so they thought. But BJ then began dismembering the bodies. They wrapped their body parts in plastic and placed, and then put that into plastic trash bags and placed them in dumpsters throughout the town, throughout the area. But he had dumped them in grocery store dumpsters. He knew that grocery store dumpsters had rotten food in them, and so that would suppress the smell of the decomposition. And he wasn't wrong. The smell wasn't noticed, and the dumpsters were all emptied, with nobody noticing a different smell. I mean, you ever smelled what a grocery store's dumpster smells like? It is downright vile. My question is, how did all the screaming and gunshots and door kicking in not get noticed and reported when it was happening in the penthouse? But after all of this, I'm going to start that over again. After all of this was said and done, Erika and BJ just continued their vacation like nothing had happened. There are all sorts of pictures of them living it up that were all time-stamped after the night of the murder. Meanwhile, Martha and Joshua's body, their body parts were just rotting in a landfill. In fact, Erika had a necklace. She had taken a ring that Joshua was wearing and put it on the necklace. It was a trophy. BJ said seeing this ring on her necklace turned him on. Hubba hubba. Fucker. They even dug one of the two bullets out of Joshua to keep as a trophy as well, and they wanted to put that on the necklace. So Erika's escalating her scrapbooking hobby. Instead of like pictures and little articles and stuff like that, now she's got bullets and rings and stuff like that of people that she killed. Just good murder moments with BJ. Nothing to see here. Erika even got a tattoo of a spitting cobra on her hip that was in the exact same location to where she had stabbed Martha. But holy shit, there's more? The loving couple met a guy in a bar. This is after the murder of Martha and Joshua. They convinced him to call his girlfriend to come and party with them. The girlfriend did come out, and they partied at the club with them, and it went back to the penthouse suite at the Rainbow, the same place that they had killed the previous couple. The same MO takes place. Oh my God, my purse is missing! You stole it! And BJ was just creaming his jeans. The gun comes out, rinse and repeat. BJ told them that the stuff had happened before, and that people have stolen from us before, and I killed the people who did it. All four people searched the room for the purse, but they couldn't find it. Why? Because it didn't exist. I mean, they even went into, they even went into the story about Grandma's $10,000 rings. But the purse was found. The woman found it. She says, "Here it is." But, BJ and Erika, they apparently didn't hide it well enough. Luckily, BJ and Erika let this couple go. They got caught and arrested shortly later. They wouldn't have gotten away with it for a time, but the bodies would have been piling up if they had, if they had killed this couple or maybe even continued further. And I still think that Joshua and Martha were their only victims. But Erika kept up with the story about BJ shooting Josh with her gun. She was pointing the finger at BJ the entire time, but BJ had been keeping quiet this whole time. He had been keeping it all in. But the case went to trial in May of 2003, and he said that on the night of the two murders, he had partied too much, and Erika was getting on his nerves, so he went and passed out in their car, leaving Erika with Martha and Joshua. Yeah, bullshit. I don't believe that for a second. Do you? But Erika woke Josh up, telling him that something bad had happened in their room. He got up and he went to their room, and he found Joshua and Martha dead. So he's pointing the finger at Erika at this point. Yeah. There's no honor among thieves or stupid murderers. He decided to help Erika clean up because he didn't want to turn her in, which is why he dismembered the bodies. In the trial, BJ was cool, calm, and collected as he told his side of the story. He threw Erika under the bus, and of course, his honor man status with the SEALs was on full display. I'm an honor man with the Navy SEALs. Well, you were never a SEAL, bub. But the thing is Erika had the murder weapon and bullets that matched up with that particular gun. She had that on when she was, on her person when she was arrested. The jury bought BJ's story over Erika's, although I don't think that Mr. Thrill Seeker would have actually gone to sleep in his car, like I said a minute ago. Yeah, he's a party animal. He ain't going to sleep. But he got convicted of Martha's death, and he got 38 years. And they figured that they also determined that Martha was alive when BJ dismembered her. Now, I hate to say this because of what I just said, but put a knife in that. Erika, however, didn't get off so easily. She was convicted of the murders of both Martha and Joshua, and she got life plus 20. BJ did all of this, but Erika was sentenced to a worse penalty. The judge even admitted that the jury had gotten it wrong. Like I said, BJ got 38 years while Erika got life plus 20. Regardless, they're going to prison. And remember, Martha and Joshua were just the dress rehearsals for Erika's family. They were next. But they're still in prison. They actually officially divorced in 2019, and at that point, I don't even, Joshua, damn it. Sorry about that, Joshua. Rest in peace, sir. But BJ was, about 25, 26, so he's 40, 40, 50, 60, 60. He'll be about 65 or 70 when he gets out. But Erika is not getting out. So What do you think? I mean, do you think that do you agree that the jury got that the wrong person got the book thrown at them? I mean, they both deserve to be in prison, but still, for BJ to get the you know a lighter sentence than what Erika got, that's just kind of fucked up. Because I mean, it this was pretty much all BJ's doing. I mean, Erika was just kind of there along for the ride. Even like I said, even the judge admitted that okay, the jury kind of got it wrong on this one. Anyway, that wraps this one up. Um, you gotta let me know what you think about me doing solo episodes because they might happen more often. But I'm hoping before too long, I'll be able to reconnect with Sandra and start doing episodes as well as having guests come on and stuff like that. That's it's the norm for this podcast and everything. So I appreciate you listening. I really do. Um, be sure to go on there and send on the socials and everything, and send for one, let me know what you think about me doing solo episodes. For another, just tell Sandra hi. Just say, Sandra, hope you're having a good time. We love you. We miss you and all that stuff and everything. She would get a real kick out of that. So that being said, oh, and by the way, I have 2 episodes upcoming. I've got a 2-part on a serial killer. Well, they're both 2 parts on a serial killer. One, they're both heavy hitters. One is going to be with Sandra. The other one is going to be with History Goon Kevin. So, as soon as I can get everything back together, everything will. No, but this show ain't going anywhere. I will be back in full strength. And oh my God, you people don't realize how difficult this is to do solo. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, later.